Mike Wolfe claimed to have been on his former American Pickers star's side when Fritz passed away. Mike has finally disclosed what transpired after his longtime friend passed away in the last minutes of Frank's life. Here are Mike's thoughts on Frank's passing and his friend's last hours. Fritz died with Mike Wolfe by his side. According to Mike Wolfe, he was present when his longtime friend Fritz passed away. Mike claimed to have held his hand in the end and to have been sitting next to him as he died. Additionally, Mike briefly discussed his friend and the significance he held for both the American Pickers community and himself. He looked a lot like he was on film. He was really sensitive. He had a lot of compassion. He had a great sense of humor. Regarding Frank, Wolfe remarked, he had an incredible sense of comedic timing. In fact, he was constantly very self-deprecating, so the crew and I would always tell him that he should do stand-up. Anyone could chat to Frank and feel at ease with him, according to Mike. Frank will make sure everyone knows that he heard them, he stated. Having grown up without fathers, Mike and Frank bonded when they first met in middle school. They said that their life's challenges had strengthened them. Mike described Frank as a diligent worker who was unlike anyone he had ever encountered. Additionally, he claimed that when he came up with the concept for American Pickers, Frank was the only one who didn't mock him. Fritz and Mike Wolfe passed away, but they reconnected before they died. After Fritz returned to treatment for his addiction, Mike Wolfe and Frank had a falling out. Frank subsequently underwent back surgery, and American Pickers let him go while he recovered. According to Frank, Mike never paid him a visit while he was recovering. Mike stated, "I always kept praying for him even though there were a lot of things said that weren't true. But regrettably, sometimes what we want for someone is simply insufficient, and they must desire these things for themselves." Mike said that the network, not him, decided to fire Frank. But after Frank placed the blame on him, their friendship broke down. "It was so hard to hear him say the things that he said," Mike recalled, comparing it to losing a brother. However, following Frank's stroke, they reconciled. Mike remarked, "I was holding his hand and rubbing his chest when he took his last breath, and I was there for about an hour before he passed. I closed his eyes and took my fingers." How do you feel about Fritz and Mike Wolfe's relationship and their eventual reunion? Tell us in the comments section below.